Hi friends, welcome back to Bytown by Bike. Today we're trying to fit in another hour-ish long lunchtime ride. We'll start things off in Nepean along Meadowlands Drive, then make our way to and through Hogsback Falls, before hitting the Rideau River Pathway by way of Vincent Massey Park and Old Ottawa South. This is one of those classic, do I really have enough time for a ride rides, where I'm risking making my wife late for an important social engagement because I have issues with time management. More on that in a bit. Here we are approaching one of Ottawa's most dramatic natural adjacent wonders, Hogsback Falls, also known as Prince of Wales Falls. This is one of the OG obstacles during the construction of the Rideau Canal in the 1820s. This time of year, early spring, is a great time to check this place out. Aside from the wet, cold, and generally dreary April weather, you can witness the calm Rideau River violently transform into a roaring torrent of cascading rapids before winding its way towards the heart of the city. Anyways, moving along, we're passing through a field, which has a fun little hill at the end of it. We're going to make our way over towards Vincent Massey Park. Now, apropos of the aforementioned balmy April weather, if you're visiting Ottawa this time of year, you may witness some lingering remnants of winter, snow, ice, and the like gracing the pathways here and there. Conversely, it could also be 25 degrees and sunny. Who knows? That's Ottawa. Now, as we pass through the park, you might be asking yourself, who is this Vincent Massey guy anyways? Well, in short, he was the first Canadian-born Governor-General of Canada serving between 1952 and 1959. He was also a big supporter of Canadian arts and culture, some of his work leading to the creation of the Canada Council for the Arts. The park itself is a hotspot for family picnics in the summer, a venue for community events, and houses some of the largest publicly accessible pavilions in the region. Okay, back to the ride, and now for no apparent reason I decided to jump across on a pedestrian bridge and go through the Carleton University campus instead of sticking to the Rideau River Pathway. Truth be told, I had no idea where I was going on this ride, I was just out having fun, as it should be. So from Carleton University, one of two major universities in Ottawa, known for its schools of journalism, media, and public policy primarily, I make my way down Bronson Avenue towards Brewer Park and Old Ottawa South. Now, Brewer Park is a bit of a community hub in the area with soccer fields, playgrounds, and even an arena. I once volunteered at a soccer tournament there actually and got to see a citizenship ceremony, which in all seriousness was kind of amazing and a pretty meaningful experience. It was also the first place I got to drive through nose swabbing for my first COVID PCR test during the pandemic. Memories like the corners of my mind. Now, exiting Brewer Park, we'll make our way down towards Bank Street, where we'll hang a quick Randy and make our way down past Billings Bridge, where we'll take a Larry by way of another Randy to make our way back to the Rideau River Pathway. I don't know if this makes me a weirdo, and I don't know if you guys feel this way too, let me know in the comments, but this is actually one of my favorite times of year to cycle. I think it's because you just get that excitement in you. You've been cooped up all winter and finally it's like barely warm enough to get outside. Of course, once the warm weather hits, you start to take it for granted, and by the time summer's there, you're just like, oh, I can go and cycle whenever I want, and then when winter comes, you start getting super depressed again, but, you know, maybe that's just the natural cycle of a Canadian cyclist. Now, maybe I just watched too many Tim Burton movies as a kid, but one thing I really love about this section of the pathway this time of year, and in fall too actually, is it gets kind of creepy. Like at any moment, a headless horseman could jump out from the side of the pathway and throw a flaming pumpkin at your head. Or maybe you just enjoy the calmness of a brisk spring morning. Anyway, I mentioned before that I'm not exactly the best with time management, and at this part of my ride I had a little moment of self-realization. By that I mean I looked at my phone, realized I was running pretty late, and that I better turn around and head home to watch the kids so that my wife can have a well-deserved lunch with friends. Now, before you start rolling out the red carpet for all of the Husband of the Year awards and all of that, don't worry too much. I get plenty of time in for cycling. My wife is very tolerant, nay, even supportive of my cycling habit. Thanks, baby, you're the best. So to start making my way back home, I decided to cross over to the north side of the Rideau River via the Herdman Bridge, which connects the south side to the north side. It actually provides a pretty vital link between Herdman Station and downtown for the LRT, and connects pedestrians to the Ottawa GG's field, where the Ottawa UGG's football team plays. Speaking of pedestrians, once you're going down the Rideau River Pathway on the north side or west side, whatever it is, depends on where you are on the river, I guess, you get to a part around Brantwood Park where the pathway kind of becomes a little more pedestrian oriented. So I usually try to skip through some back streets. I think there's actually like signage for a bike route here, so it's like what you're supposed to do, and I make my way across Main Street to cut down towards Bank Street. Now, although you're no longer right on the river, these streets are super cozy and have beautiful old houses that are really typical of Old Ottawa South. And at a few different spots along the way, you can hop back down to pathways that hug the river as you make your way towards Carleton U. Now, since we've already seen a lot of this scenery on the way up, I'd like to take this opportunity to deitize my bike and talk about my own cycling journey. I don't know about you guys, but especially like getting towards my late 30s and early 40s, it's been super meaningful. It's kind of like reminded me of being a kid again, like just getting out and riding for no reason, going and exploring all of that stuff. It gives me this sense of freedom that I feel like becomes rarer and rarer the older you get. And, you know, helps keep you healthy too. This being a positive space, I'd love to hear more about you, why you love cycling, what motivates you to get out, especially this early in the season. So yeah, shoot me a comment if you feel so inclined. And if you're from the National Capital Region, I'd actually love to hear about where you like to ride, and, you know, any ideas for routes are always welcome. And heck, even if you're not, like, you know, this channel is largely a bit like discovering your own backyard. For me, cycling has been a way to look at my city through a new lens. So like wherever you're from, let me know where you like to ride. Maybe I'll come visit. Well, that wraps things up for this ride. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw or found this at all interesting, don't be shy. Click that subscribe button. Give us a like. Share with a friend. All that stuff. Anyway, thanks again. Bye.